Stern talking to from Ryan Shepherd just to take the sting out of the situation. But it's that little kick with the left foot that Matt Thompson saw and a few other Hart players saw. And now the card's coming out for Draganovic, presumably for being maybe third man in.
Well, if Abbas hasn't received a yellow card there, that seems very strange. It was a little kick out there that the assistant referee should have seen it.
Well, he wasn't third man in, he was about fifth man in, and he pulled Abbas away to try and play peacemaker, and he's wound up with a yellow card on his debut. And about 2 minutes on, the Jets can take this corner. Now Ruben Zadkovic has raised a hand. He's going to be making his run from deep here, Ruben Zadkovic. Germano is going to make sure he doesn't get there with too much ease. Now he's made the run. He was the target too. The Heart have done well to defend that situation. Weirman might have lost that in the sun as it made its way over. We've had the goal and we've had almost fisticuffs all happening in game 1 of season 7. Wheelhouse, nice touch through to Griffiths, wonderful turn too, goes down, he's got the whistle just outside the box. Germano, the Argentine, formerly of Estudiantes, is the guilty party.
Again, Griffiths just taking up that central position. He's seen the challenge coming, just eased himself into it and drew the foul. It was an easy decision for Shepherd there.
Griffiths, the only one over the set piece. He's got Abbas just in behind if he wants to shift it, but just pacing it out here, the former Beijing Gawan man. Griffiths does go direct. Oh, it's a beautiful equaliser. Ryan Griffiths makes it 1-1 with pinpoint precision.
It's a fantastic foot kick from Griffiths. He has got such a sweet left foot. You've got to question the position of Draganovic there. It has gone into the far corner of the net. It's gone beyond the wall. He really should be covering that side. If the ball goes over the wall and into the near corner, there's not much the keeper can do about that. But he's almost unsighted from that position and can't see the ball go past him.
Well, what about this game for starters? 2 goals already. And Ryan Griffiths with his second goal since returning to the Jets in January. They scored with a free kick in pre-season from Marko Jesic. He's not available today. Griffiths took over, and he might just have won the role for the rest of the season. Stunning stuff.
And Griffiths has looked like the one most likely. He's just getting into those little positions, swapping around with Abbas. And again, just a superb finish, a great left foot, curled into the far corner.
The squadron encouraged by that, finding their voice. Now Elrich. Elite couldn't make it stick. Little flick on for Abbas might have been handy. There's another card out here. He may have the captain's armband this season, but one rash challenge enough for Shepherd to bring out that card for Joe Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse again trying to stamp his authority with Weirman in the middle there. Again, it's probably not a unusual situation for Wheelhouse to be in And we're just, Germano, just trying to impede his run there and booked quite quickly by Shepherd. There's no hesitation from him.
Sometimes you wonder if it's a tactical choice to give the hardest nut the captain's armband. Hope he might get away with one or two challenges. Not so for Wheelhouse there. Here's Moroney. Taking on Bjorn. And last touch off the right back from the heart.
Strong defending by Bjorn, just getting his body in the way there. The Heart have really, the Newcastle have really stopped Hart from playing. They haven't been able to use their pace and use the open spaces. Newcastle just tightened up a bit, got a bit more compact. And Williams, really, we haven't seen for the last 10 minutes or so in this game.
Take two for Kennedy from the goal kick. A little elbow there from Moroney. Still alive, though, for Haliti. Isolated against Thompson. Not a bad ball in. Griffiths was trying another spectacular effort. He's been in the mood from the start. Of course, brother Joel was a major goal-scoring contributor in the early seasons of the Hyundai A-League. Former Golden Boot winner and Johnny Warren medalist. Here's Williams again, being quiet lately. Early ball in towards Maicon. Toffol Stanley got there first. Lovely play from Abbas that time. Linking with the hot man in Griffiths. Abbas wants it back. Haliti's in the middle. He goes to the ground, but nothing in it. He just got wrong side of Thompson. Maicon didn't make it stick. Deganjic, little flick past Bjorn, but no one running onto it for the Heart. Kennedy took a risk, went back the way of Deganjic, got away with it. Such an open game. This is what the rest of the season has in store. Bring it on. How good.
It's been fantastic so far. It just shows the counter-attacking capabilities of both sides. Prepared to lead men forwards, Griffiths especially, and just catch the other team on the break.
Abbas to the feet of Haliti, trying to roll his man. Thompson there every step of the way. A ripple of applause from the Jets faithful for their former man, perhaps, the way he defended that situation.
Yeah, it's a strange position to see Thompson in, but did very well there. Didn't get too tight to Haliti, just held his ground and didn't allow him to roll around to get an easy shot.
Further evidence of the free-flowing contest here. What about the trickery of Fred? Give me this little snapshot of those skills we saw in that all-conquering season of the Victory back in 06-07. David Williams' skill let him down there, and the squadron let him know about it. Space here for Bjorn. Toffol Stanley prepared to play the ball along the ground to his captain. Closing him down is Maicon. Hoffman there to lend a hand, and they've won it back again, the Heart. Roganovic not mucking around with Haliti closing in. Craig Deans just barking out a few instructions. Perhaps calling for a little switch up front. Griffiths coming across to the near side for the first time in a while. Abbas just switching to the right. It's a nice launch pad that Branko Kalina gave this club in the pre-season. 11 wins and 1 draw from the 12 games. Fred again showing us the tricks. As he said in the lead-up, Fred, he's a bit older than when he left the Melbourne Victory, but he can still run and he's still got all the skills.
Yeah, he's given us a bit of a showcase of that already, what we can expect this season. It's great to see players like that back in the league, such a hit with victory, and now looking to do the same with the Melbourne Heart.
Of course, so much of the limelight taken by Kuhl and Emerton, but Fred wants to show he's a marquee man to reckon with. Here he is again. Now Bayich, away by Tiago. Griffiths into the stride of Abbas, but the pace of Bayich, that's why he got that role last season. Turns defence into attack in a hurry too. Here's Hoffman. Deganjic, little turn, didn't get hold of the shot. There were options forward too. Just apologises to Hoffman and Maicon.
Very smart turn from Deganjic though. Everyone expected the ball to be rolled out to Moroney as he went on his overlapping run outside. Just checking back inside, and I don't think Van Skip will be too disappointed to see him having a try from there. Got the first one, confidence running high in it, and we know he can find the back of the net. Again,
a simple rolled ball through the middle may well have opened the Jets up. What are you seeing from the back four, Topol, Stanley and Tiago, that's being opened up so easily?
They are. I think just the movement of the Heart has been superb. They're just rotating through. Fred getting forward, causing problems. Williams is staying very wide, as is Deganjic before then, trying to make those runs inside. And it's very difficult as a centre-half pairing to know whether to deal with your centre-forward or to go across and help out your fullback as well.
Here's Good stepping out, trying to utilise that left peg that's so impressed the Heart coaching staff. Deganjic winning it back again. Now shaping one towards Williams. Well played, Tarek Elrich. Nice feet too from Tiago stepping out. He's copped a bit though, the Brazilian recruit.
It's great to see the composure of both sets of defenders, just trying to play the ball out. Very rarely will they just try and knock it long. Tiago's looked very composed in his own penalty box at times, and great feet just stepping out from the back there.
He was a teammate of Lubo Milicevic, the former Jets centre-half, Tiago, in Switzerland with young boys. He was with Barcelona B set-up. Of course, he played a few friendlies with the top team, as I mentioned earlier. He made his debut alongside Lionel Messi against Porto in a friendly. So he's had some experience around some cultured clubs. Started at Botafogo, and his career highlight playing at the Maracanã against Romario, even though he was on the wrong end of a scoreline. The Jets faithful thought they'd won the throw-in there. Bayich getting the benefit of the doubt. Goes up and under. Thompson lets it bounce. Reganovic. Well, Haliti jumped right into the keeper. Ryan Shepherd didn't like what he saw, and the card's out again.
I don't mind a challenge on goalkeepers, but I think that was just a little bit too late. I think Haliti may have just led with the arm as well as he's turned his body in. It's into the throat. No, just in the body, just a little bit late from Haliti.
Third player in the book. 2 goals and 3 cards. We could easily have seen a few more cards flashed in that fracas. Started by Ali Abbas. Hoffman bringing it down. Now Gamano linking with Fred. Now trying to touch one out to Deganjic, getting it all wrong, the Argentine. Here's Elrich. Been a little quiet in the first half, attacking-wise, because he's had to deal with that threat of Williams. Now he's got the better of a couple. And standing it up intelligently, Moroney read it well. Hook shot in from Griffiths. Nearly made something out of nothing again.
They're just such an expansive team, the Jets, when they do get forwards. The fullbacks really bomb on. Elrich there having the licence just to take players on. and then they get good bodies in and around the box with Zakovic coming in the far side and Griffiths as well pushing forwards.
Thompson just eluded Hoffman. A couple of jets colliding with one another. Might open up some space for Williams, but Elrich regained his feet. As you'd expect, a few players running out of steam in the last 5 minutes or so. It's been helter-skelter in the opening 45 minutes, though.
It's always such a hectic pace, first game of the season. As you say, match fitness can't be got any other way apart from competitive games, and the pace of this game's been superb so far. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up for the full 90.
Nice skill from Germano, able to go on, and then gets the shot away, but not enough to really test Kennedy.
Well, he's been signed as a defensive midfielder, but he's already shown he doesn't mind getting forwards. A great little 1-2. Maicon just offering himself up, posting up in front of the centre half. And Germano not really getting hold of that shot to trouble Kennedy.
Gancic again, getting the better of Bjorn. It's opened up again. He's got Fred near side, tries to link with Fred, and it just eluded him on the stretch. The new captain for the Heart. What a live wire Gancic is.
Just so much pressure, just working hard. Gancic, Maicon, all getting bodies around the Newcastle defenders as they try and play out. Fred does what he does best, bursting forwards, trying to get onto a clever little ball. Kennedy just out sharp enough, and Fred just couldn't get a toe on him.
You've got to think Gancic has made the right move too, leaving the victory. Get back to that in a moment as Aliti bursts into the box. Taken wide by Curtis Good. Now, Weirman was just trying to ghost in behind. It was a clever run from the veteran, but Elrich couldn't quite find him.
Just trying to get in behind Germano, who's just patrolling that area in front of the two centre-halves, Thompson and Good. You don't mind seeing those sort of runs from either Weirman or Wheelhouse. Just trying to get forward, support Griffiths, support Halidi, who are doing a lot of work up there.
I mentioned Gancic, when you think of the attacking talent that Mehmet Jurakovic has at his disposal now, if Gancic had hung around, and he would have been fighting for a spot, you'd reckon he's not going to start. Now he's got the chance to really impress as a starter for the Heart, and he's done it so far. Bass, really clever. Here's Griffiths again. Ryan Griffiths! He's got a double in the first half, and right on the stroke of half-time, they're in front, the home team. 1-0 down early, 2-1 up now, and Osgrid Stadium is rocking.
Well, we've talked about Melbourne Heart's defence. That may be their weak point this season. Again, just trying to play out a poor ball in from Good, and then just breaking forwards. A lovely ball out to Ryan Griffiths. We've talked about that left foot as well, and that's a sweet finish past the keeper. I think it was Bates trying to get back on the line, but he struck it too well and couldn't get back to stop the goal.
Just one goal in 8 games last season, and now he's got 2 in his first of the new campaign, which is only 45 minutes old. Just like Joel before him. He's a fan favourite. Griffiths on the back again. And what a turnaround in the opening 45. Thompson. Maicon will do well to track that one down.
Griffiths looks like he's just permanently just dropped inside into where Abbas started. They've just been rotating through. It's fantastic to have 3 players such as that, with Zakovic, Abbas and Griffiths all able to rotate through that area and provide that threat going forwards in behind the defenders.
It's been a great first half, and we're getting to enjoy it for 4 minutes of stoppage time for that injury to Tiago, and also the fracas involving Ali Abbas and company. Still time for another goal. Finishes flick on, only as far as Weirman. Fred having to deal with plenty of Jets midfield company. Weirman again just making it his own. Offside flag does go up against Haliti. But on the balance of play, can you believe the Jets were in front against this Heart side?
When it first started, the way that Melbourne Heart were looking going forward, just so electrifying, just looking like they were going to score at every opportunity. But then we did just see signs that perhaps defensively they're not as strong as they are going forwards. And really, some of the goals have just been from their own making. A poor ball out, I think it was from Good to create that opportunity. But having Newcastle been clinical as well.
Abbas diving in. Maroney gets the throw. Ganjic, nice turn through the middle. Here is Hoffman, bringing it down to Hoffman, trying to link with Maikon. Top or Stanley back to help out. To Ganjic again. Thought he was dragged down by Weirman, but play on. Now Haliti. Nice work by Hoffman, winning it back for the Heart. Little touch off Weirman. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Just about up, but the Heart sense there's still time for something. Ganjic showed too much of it to be on that time. Nice turn here from Haliti. There might be a chance the other way at the end of the half. Griffiths left alone in the middle, demanding it, wanting it, and picked out beautifully by Haliti on a hat-trick. Oh, nice save, Reganovic. Ryan Griffiths could so easily have had a first-half hat-trick, though.
Page playing him on. Ryan Griffiths just looking over his shoulder, seeing the space, and what a strike, going away from goals. Ball bouncing up, and he's managed to get it on target, and a strong hand from Reganovic to turn it over for a corner.
We don't want it to end, and nor do the officials. 4.5 minutes of stoppage time now, and they say, why not take a corner? Even though Weirman's taking his time to get across there. This will surely be the final action of the first half. Topor Stanley and Tiago start their runs. Tiago rising. And away by Good. And that is it. And listen to the applause around Osgrid Stadium. An opening 45 to remember for not just Ryan Griffiths, but for everyone who's tuned in to watch the start of our triple header on Australia's sports leader. 2-1 to the Jets at half-time. Yeah, thanks very much, Lara. Very noticeable that the marquee man was able to pick up the ball in space on more than one occasion in that first half. No surprise, that is the message, Jamie.
Well, yeah, he's certainly the player that they're looking to go towards. When the ball's in transition, when they're counter-attacking, there's plenty of space for them to use. He's not such an important figure. As soon as Newcastle set their defence, get their back four in, and Weirman and Wheelhouse just in front, then they need that little magic of Fred just to create something, a little angle, a little pass, and just unlock that Newcastle defence.
Nikolai Topor-Stanley and Tiago, the central defensive partnership for the Jets, just had a few teething problems in that first half. They were opened up on more than one occasion. Jason Hoffman, particularly lively for the visitors, the former Jet, of course. And didn't Germano get amongst it, the Argentine? And that first half had a real rhythm about it. It was great to watch. I'm sure the players weren't too keen on heading to the sheds. They had the rhythm going nicely, and now we're back, ready to go for the second half. And let's hope it's as good as the first in the second 45. The Heart get things rolling through Hoffman and Maikon. Trying to come from 2-1 down in the second half, the visitors. No No changes at half-time, Jamie. You surprised by that?
No, not at all. I think both teams would fancy their chances going forwards. A case of the coaches just working a little bit on what's happening when they're defending, but certainly creating chances at both ends.
Thompson's trying his luck from 60 metres away. Saw Kennedy off his line. And that would have been some way to mark your return to your old stomping ground. We often say a tad ambitious, and that was from the former Jet skipper. Quick ball from Williams allows Hoffman to turn. He's got Maroney bombing on down the right. Uses Thompson instead. Nice ball to the feet of Deganjic. And through for Hoffman. It was the right idea, just overhit.
Deganjic just finding space again, just tucking inside as Maroney goes on the overlap, getting in between the defence and the midfield, turning sharply. And he is looking very, very dangerous. We're talking about Fred being a key for Melbourne Heart, but Deganjic on this present form in the first half could very well be the same.
I mentioned that round one he put in against Sydney last time around, and it was in the second half when the Victory turned it around on that occasion. Deganjic really ran riot. Here's Griffiths again. Did all the damage in the first half on the score sheet with 2 goals. Now Maroney, that change of pace. Maicon, it's his job to hold things up, but Topor Stanley tracking him all the way. Bajic taking on Zadkovic. You could hear Fred on the effects mic talking to his young left back. Second half, after the talking to at half-time from Craig Deans. Just a few minor changes. Now nearly picked out by Hoffman in behind.
Great ball looking forwards. Hoffman again proving what a danger is, trying to get forwards, just getting in between Topor Stanley and Bjorn. Bjorn has really got to be telling Topor Stanley that Hoffman is making that run and getting on his shoulder. Another foot. Hoffman even had longer legs perhaps, and he might have got in there.
Yeah, communication's the key in the back four, but how hard is it? It's so noisy here this afternoon.
It is. It's a fantastic atmosphere. It's great to see that in Newcastle, but you've just got to be screaming and yelling. You come off with a hoarse voice, at least you've done your job.
Williams flick on. Kennedy off his line. Clint Gosling, the Newcastle Jets goalkeeping coach, saying it was pretty much 50-50 in the lead up to round one as to whether Kennedy would beat out Matthew Nash to get the starting role. Of course, Kennedy was a long-time understudy to Ante Kovic, set to start for the Victory. What a recall that is at late notice for Tando Valapi. Don't forget that one's coming up. I'm sure you're all aware. Melbourne Victory against Sydney FC from Etihad, and then following that, the grand final replay. What a feast on the opening day of season 7. Maroney told he has time and uses it to retreat to Thompson. Understate the loss of Clint Bolton as well, player of the season last time around for the Heart. Overcame the shoulder surgery in the off-season, was all ready to go, and then picks up the groin problem, so a massive loss. He's
just such an immense figure in goals. When you used to play against me, he just looked like he filled up the goals. You always sort of treasured a goal against him, to be perfectly honest, and I didn't manage too many of them though.
Here's a go for Fred. They've left him alone. Teasing ball in. It's a delightful ball. And they've got an equaliser too. Deganjic has a double, but put it down to Fred. Delightful teasing ball. The man who had all those assists for the